From University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences, this is UAMS Health Talk. The Learn, Connect, Serve conference focuses on cultivating Arkansas's next generation of behavioral health leaders. We're discussing the inspiration and impact of this conference with licensed professional counselor Isis Petway and undergraduate intern Nathan Alam at the UAMS Psychiatric Research Institute. I'm your host, Amanda Wild, and welcome to you both. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Likewise, happy to be here.
You have both been on the ground floor of this event. So, Isis, what inspired the creation of this behavioral health conference?
Lots of emails from students wanting to know how to get into social work, psychology. Basically, I was contacted either by parents or people that I would know that had questions about, hey, I've got a niece who is graduating with, her bachelor's in social work, or hey, I saw you do a panel. I'm graduating with a psychology degree. What do I do next? And so I would get these inquiries and I was like, I don't know how to help. So I wanted to figure out a solution. I was a part of a cohort, New Leaders Council. It is a national organization, but there's a chapter here in Arkansas. And a part of the work is coming up with a capstone that helps to bring change, to your state. And so, as a part of that task, this was birthed. I thought about the emails that I would get, and literally in the 11th hour, I'm talking a month before this capstone was due, this idea came, and it was like, how do we build this bridge? And so that was the beginning to what we now have as Learn, Connect, Serve. It was initially called Bridging Aspirations and eventually evolved into Learn, Connect, Serve. And so the goal of this is to help those students who have, majored in psychology, social work, any type of behavioral health career trajectory to help them get over to the other side. Because a lot of times there are questions like, all right, I did this. How do I actually get there? So that is the inspiration where students who were trying to figure out their next steps.
Why is there such a growing need for behavioral health professionals?
Well, one of the things I've taken notice of, and then even in the research, one, we're more visible thanks to social media, but also there's growing conversation about mental health, about going to therapy, testing. It's not, the stigma doesn't exist like it used to. People are more okay saying, you know what, I'm not okay. I need assistance, or hey, I may need some interventions. I know what I'm capable of, but I may not have all of the tools to do the things. Here in Arkansas, 72 out of 75 counties are federally designated mental health professional shortage areas. And so, just here in the state of Arkansas, there's a huge need for more mental health professionals within certain scopes of practice to be able to help our residents.
So, Nathan, Isis mentioned this conference being about connection and bridging behavioral health students with professions. What can students expect to gain by attending this conference?
I think students can gain a better understanding of how behavioral health can fit into healthcare as a whole. And they can also become more comfortable with asking the questions that they need to know about their future, about what possible avenues they can take. I feel as if talking to professionals is the best way to get that done, but it's pretty difficult for a student to go to someone with years of experience in a field you're only really beginning to explore. And it may feel like to some students that you need to have the perfect question to already know what you want to talk about. But with Learn Connect Serve, you don't. If you're just curious, you can come in, you can carry a conversation, and it's there for students to ask questions, to learn things, to get guidance in their path, to make connections. You're in an environment designed for curiosity and designed to help guide you.
So, students will have great opportunities to interact with other professionals. Will they also be meeting with employers and graduate programs as well?
Yes, we have an academic and career fair with graduate school, various health partners around. They can go up to them, talk to them, and learn more about the field, that what they can do with what they have or what they can do with a little bit more schooling.
Yeah, like Nathan said, we wanted to provide, outside of the conference and the wonderful speakers that we will have, we wanted to make it a little more informal. One, to say, hey, these people do exist and these are ways for you to connect with, psychologists, psychiatrists, everyone who's in, the different scopes that, make up this field, but also, hey, here is this particular organization, here is this particular college of, whatever it is you're interested in pursuing. And so we wanted to provide, like Nathan said, this environment that is going to be a little more comfortable, where you can be a little more relaxed and gain the information so that you can carry on in this career that you've had an interest in and you're making moves and strides to complete.
So I'm getting that students will get a real understanding of the structures they're confronting in the professional world, will meet other professionals and educators and organizations in this broader field. Isis, when you look back, what do you wish you had known when you first entered the field?
And you know what? It's interesting you said that because a part of this is giving to students what I wish I'd had. What I wish I'd known was, the process, not only just getting into graduate school, that's one of the many steps, but, in the aftermath, understanding the dedication, understanding doing the internships, what you need to look for, how to balance. A lot of times when entering this field, you may have, non traditional students. What I mean by that is people who may be pivoting careers, and then even if you're going from undergrad straight into grad, also, the demands, but, mentorship, honestly, to sum it up, I wish I would have had the mentorship to really help me understand. I finagled my way through, I made it, but I will say that, later on, I did lean into a lot of my professors and drafted mentors. I tell people in a heartbeat, I'll draft you, but just really gaining the in-depth, information of what it really takes to come in, the number of hours, supervision, what it entails to get here and continue to be here. It doesn't stop once you graduate. So definitely wanting to give back. And I would be remiss if I did not give thanks. This is being also made possible by the UAMS Chancellor Circle Award. So we want to thank them for the grant that is allowing this conference to come forth, that will allow me to give back to students what I wish I'd had.
Yeah, and sounds like you wish that you'd had a realistic picture and a more detailed picture of what the field looked like. And as an undergraduate intern, Nathan, what impact do you hope this conference has on students?
I hope the conference gives students a clearer picture of what's ahead of them and also a broader idea of what's possible for them. I don't think they need to, enter and leave knowing exactly what they want to do, but I feel like they should enter and leave with more questions, knowing that they're good questions. They know where to answer them, where to go, what direction to head in. If they leave more curious, more informed, and with new connections, I would say that's great for them and would be great for me since I'm attending as well.
Right. So, resources and connection, and this rare opportunity to interact with so many different people already working in this broad field. Isis, if listeners remember one thing about this conference, what would you want it to be?
Oh, there's so many. So I want to expand real quick on something Nathan said, leaving with more questions. One of the benefits of this conference will be just to see the different arenas that behavioral health offers. A lot of times there's a stereotype that all we do as therapists and things of that nature is, oh my gosh, all you guys do is talk. And this is a science, for a reason. And so, as Nathan said, my hope is that it will expand. So you'll see there's not just what I do as a licensed professional counselor, but there's medical social work, there's our neuropsychologists, there are so many different lanes, here. Yes, psychiatrists, psychologists, but there's so many different lanes to explore. Maybe you came in with one focus and now you're just like, wow, I have all of these different opportunities. And that's what I want anyone to take away from this conference. I want you to take away that there's so many more possibilities and to expand the bubble that you may be in so that when you come in, I can pop that bubble and say, hey, these are the opportunities and this is the, what you get to explore if you give yourself permission to do so.
Nathan, I'm just going to ask you the same question too, because I'd love your perspective on that. If one thing were remembered about this conference, what would you want that to be?
It'd just be the importance of not having everything figured out. It's okay to be a little lost. It's okay to just have a vague idea of what you want to do because it's a very winding road, but just coming to the conference being curious, and they don't have to feel qualified to be curious. Just curious and excited to further their career is all they really need to basically making that don't be afraid to make that first step. And this is the first step for so many students. And it might just be a small thing, but just hearing about professions online never gives you the full scope of what you could be and what you could do. I just want students to get a good grasp of what they could possibly do.
Well, thank you both for all of this great information and for all you're doing to open exploration and opportunities for future behavioral health workers.
Thank you so much for allowing us to share our stories. The most important thing, this is free. It does not cost. So, we're going to feed you. You're going to get great opportunities to network. And again, it's a free conference. So, applications, the registration link is available. You can go to UAMS Learn Connect Serve. It should pop up for you. But yes, the conference is free. The conference is free.
The Learn, Connect, Serve Conference, Cultivating Arkansas's Next Generation of Behavioral Health Leaders, has been our subject today. And for more information, I have a link to its PRI events at uams.edu. If you enjoyed this podcast, please share it. Thanks for listening to UAMS Health Talk from University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences.